So we are live and welcome Riya to the second episode of my LinkedIn live series. And I and Riya would be talking about job hunt wisdom and manuscripting for professionals. I hope that's the topic.
Yeah,
I hope I
it
didn't
is
mess
not
it
that
up.
complicated. No, it is not that complicated. It's just pretty
Okay.
simple. I'll be talking about the job opportunities, resume writing, interviews, the
Mm-hmm.
end to end, the whole process.
Right.
So I'm sure it is going to be helpful for all the, for professionals also, or for aspiring candidates as well.
Correct. Correct. Right. Great.
Are we
So
already live? I can't
yes,
see.
yes, we are live. I think if you go to my page, you'd be able to see that. So probably we would start getting some questions anytime soon.
Okay.
Just in case there's some lag, we'll give it another 1 or 2 minutes. So I think there are a lot of people who've joined in. I think around 60, 65, 70 people is what is showing have joined.
Okay. That's great. Yeah.
So, okay, so let's jump into the topic directly. Ria, what do you say? We jump into
Yeah.
the topic.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah. You
ठीक
can
है.
start. Yeah.
Sure. So the main purpose here to get you into the call was to help job seekers to search for jobs in different ways, right? So as I'm a recruiter, I would have few ways through which I probably do job postings and search jobs, or so I use a different strategy. You would use a different strategy. A third person who use would use third strategy. So just to get a wider exposure here, I tried getting you here. And yeah, so I think you can probably let the audience know on how to search for a job, or probably some effective ways to search for jobs, Ria.
Okay. So let me just begin by asking you a very simple question since we are live.
Mm-hmm.
How can we see the comments? And you just I'm not able to see that.
Okay, let me just see.
Can we fix that so that I'll be better communicating?
Okay, so I think if you see my post, the one which I posted yesterday, you'd be able to
Yeah.
see comments there.
Okay. Okay.
So I
To
think,
connect through that.
yeah. So I think people would start commenting probably in the next couple of minutes. So we would take up a few questions, probably say 5, 10, 15 minutes down the line. So I think now I don't think we have any comments. I think there's only one comment saying hi, not much. So I think once we start
Okay. Yeah.
talking, people would have more doubts. Yeah. Did you get the
Okay.
page
Okay.
yet, or you want me to share it
There
with
is
you?
one.
Sorry.
I can see that couple of comments I can see from Nirbhay Kumar and Vikas Jha.
Correct.
So for Vikas, since you are already into logistics and warehouse, yeah,
Okay, so I think we've got a lot of comments. Yes. So how would you suggest them
okay,
to search for jobs, Ria?
yeah. So let's begin with your resume since that will be the first thing that is going to a recruiter or an HR. Okay. So to work on your resume, I would say spend a lot of time into making it simple because most of the time we want to include everything whatever we have done in one page, and sometimes we end up making that 2 to 3 pages as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Right.
I would say that when you are building your, you are approaching the recruiter or an HR, you're not doing it directly, you're going through your resume.
Correct.
So I would say that resume is your kundli. Now,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we see over there, we understand exactly how you are. So whatever experiences you have had, or whatever work or professionally, whatever you have done in your life, added new skills and all those things. So by that, through that only, we'll be able to understand, and then we'll see whether it is connecting with our requirement or not. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing for every job hunter, I would say that start building your resume from zero. Okay, start making it pretty simple. Stop making it long. Okay, it has to be precise and crisp. So whatever skills you have mentioned, or whatever tools you have been using, if you're technical or non-technical, so for both I'm seeing that you should make sure that whatever job you are applying, it should rightly match the requirement. So when you are writing a resume, for instance, let me give you an example. If you're writing a resume for a particular company, for instance, for Google, let's say example. So for Google, you're applying for a specific job position. For instance, you're applying for any role, for a project manager, for the product manager, or any role. Okay, then you need to make sure that your resume has all the keywords that are mentioned in the job description. Okay. So, number one thing, start looking at job descriptions. I would say, since you all are active on the LinkedIn and we are all the part of this family, so I would say start from LinkedIn. Whatever HR post that we need to have this requirement, and there is an opening here, etc. Just make sure that you go through the job description first. Once you go through the job description, try to understand that what exactly the company demands in you, the position demands about you, right? So once you understand the job description completely, involve and pick up the keywords from that and include in your resume. So this is the first step I think every aspirant who are actively looking for the job needs to do. First, homework.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So I think there are a few more comments that we are getting. So if you would want me to, I'll just read out a few, or probably we could just take
Yeah.
up one or two now, and probably we'll keep a separate section, probably in the last, where we'll take up, all the questions, and we'll try to complete our agenda here, in the initial few minutes or few hours. Okay, so I think these are all, I think, all related to, I think, I'm looking for this kind of job, I'm looking for that kind of a job. Okay, there's one question. Most of the company mentioning in their job post that they require 1 to 3 years of experience. In this case, how can a fresher approach to HR?
Okay. For fresher, I would
Hmm.
say, since you're directly coming out of the university or the college, I
Hmm.
would say that you mentioned your skills. You
Hmm.
mentioned the events that you participated in. Okay.
Hmm.
Throughout the college, 3 years, 5 years down the line, or 2 years, you must have participated in a lot of events. You must be active. So even if you're not active, you must have done something on you that have added some knowledge, knowledge, and it has added some value, to your
Hmm.
character, or to your personality, or to your job. So I would say that you focus more on the skill part, as you are a fresher, so you obviously do not have the job experience, which HR obviously understand that since the candidate has no job experience, there are openings for freshers as well. It's not that 1 to 2, 3 years only we are hiring. We are hiring for freshers as well. So we do understand that there are certain limitations, obviously, in terms of experience compared to the other experienced people. So, don't put yourself into that situation where you feel heavy that, now I will get rejected, and all those things, negative emotions. So I would say that do not dwell into that negativity. HR knows the talent acquisition team and the recruiter and the sources, everyone knows about the situation that we are hiring for a fresher. The job opportunity is for a fresher, and hence they require certain skills and certain experiences, that they have had organized one event, participated in any activity, or did any teamwork, or uh, played any role in terms of leadership, any collaboration that they have done, any tie-ups that they have done in their throughout the college. So they can mention all those things, including the
Mm-hmm.
skill set, and also some qualities that they have inculcated from here and there. So I think that will
Mm-hmm.
work.
Right. So I think there are questions flowing in. Probably we can take more questions at around 9, probably another 10-15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So even I'd like to highlight or probably tell a few ways in which I search for jobs. So one way is through LinkedIn. So one obvious way is that we go to the job section and search for jobs. That's one thing. And the other way is I just go on the search bar on LinkedIn. Say if I am looking for a job in talent acquisition, and say I am from Bangalore, so I'll just type in talent acquisition Bangalore and hiring. So this is something which I've been practicing, and I've been seeing a lot of recruiters who post on their wall. So I would be able to see those posts. So like I gave an example of myself, like say if I'm a talent acquisition, so talent acquisition, hiring and Bangalore, and I just click enter and I go to posts. So once I go on the posts, I'll be able to see all the people, or it could be recruiters or people hiring for Bangalore location, and it could be for talent acquisition. So this is not the only way. You could also play along with keywords. So I think that that way you would be able to see some undiscovered posts. So apart from all those normal jobs which you see on the job section, here you might find a different set of jobs, and there would be another option.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would like to add over here that we can also add, the number of days also. There is the
Correct.
one filter also, wherein we can put the number of days, back the recruiter has posted something, a job opportunity. So you can mention that. So you get the fresh, job opportunity. You can filter that to 1 or 2 days. So
Correct.
once you, understand those dynamics, I'm pretty sure that it
Hmm.
will be easy. Job hunting will be quite easy.
Correct. Correct. So I
LinkedIn
think
definitely is one wonderful, source, social media.
correct. Correct. So I think that again the filter which you mentioned, I think that is I think past 24 hours and past 1 week and past 1 month. I think that's one of the filters. So using this filter, we would be able to see which are the active jobs, the ones which are posted in the last 24 hours, or it could be in the last say 1 week, or it could be 1 month. So usually I prefer say around 1 week, or it could be 24 hours. And I also play along with keywords. I don't just use talent acquisition. I use say recruitment or sourcing. I try to play along with keywords. I try to experiment with different keywords, so that with every search I would get at least a different kind of job postings. So
Yeah.
even you guys, the ones who are watching this, so even you guys can try doing that. So I've also created a lot of videos on that, because I've found this really helpful. And yeah, so are there any other ways, Ria, through which one can search for jobs apart from LinkedIn?
Yes, there are various, job portals also. When
Hmm.
I started looking for the job, I used Naukri. I used to use Naukri a lot, and then I switched to LinkedIn since it is professional and more easy and more accurate. You will get more trustworthy. So
Hmm.
Naukri, I felt that it is one of the job platforms that you can look at. But definitely LinkedIn is one of my top best choices if you're looking for the job, and starting with the job hunting process. So
Right.
you can I would say that through LinkedIn or through Naukri. In Naukri, I think will be secondary, but through LinkedIn, you can reach out to various HRs and send the personalized messages. So
Correct.
I would say that prepare one personalized message, which is looking professional and which is short and crisp. So what you can do is you can use that message and send it to various HRs, and you can send the request as well on LinkedIn. But if at all it doesn't work like that, you can use the message format as well. And if you have, you can use the various groups, various HR groups you can involve in that, where you get a lot of job posting and active jobs. You will. So I
Right.
think that way you can reach out to HRs, you can mail them if you don't get the revert quickly. If so work on your content. I would say if you're using the
Hmm.
social media as a platform to search for the job, I would say that use of the keywords and use of the content, professional content. So it should look professional. It's not that you simply go with to an HR and write that I need a job, please ping me at this email ID, this phone number, please reach out to me at this. So it doesn't work like that, because there will be thousands of applications with us. You need to stand out to that, and to stand out, you need to make sure that your content speaks professionalism, and your content has the keywords that would attract all the recruiters out there.
Right, right. I totally agree to that. I would also like to just add, I think, one or two things here. So, I think while we are reaching out to HRs, so I think we could also try to target, say, certain companies. So that's one thing which I used to do. I used to target certain companies. It could be 5 to 10 companies. I used to send a connection request to all of these people from those particular companies, and along with a personalized message, or I just used to send them this thing, a connection invite. And once they accepted that, I used to reach out to them. So LinkedIn, see, if you guys are sending in requests, not everyone would be active on LinkedIn. So see, out of 10 people you are sending requests to, it's not necessary that all 10 would accept it. So very less chances that all 10 would accept your invite. So it could be 2 or 3 people who would accept your invite. But the best way to get in touch with people is to reach to as many people as possible. Let's take an example of Deloitte. If anyone wants to get into Deloitte, try to say get in touch with people from the same industry. It could be from the same industry,
Yeah.
or it could be HRs, the ones who are hiring. So I think these two would be your ideal audience whom you can get in touch with. You can get in touch with
To add
them.
a point over here,
Mhm.
yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So I think these would be your ideal audience, the HRs and the desired industry that you're looking to get into. And then, just try to have a conversation with them. Try to get a referral from them, because they would be aware, if their team is hiring or not. And chances are few of them would know it, few of them would not know it. And just keep following up, probably once in a week or once in 2 weeks. So I think following up again is, it's like, that's one of the most crucial or important things.
So I
So
think referrals definitely would work over here,
mhm.
because I did that, and it's my personal experience that when I was looking for the job, the target company, I sent the request to all the employees who are working, or all the HRs and into talent and acquisition, or who are hiring, and the recruiters. So I shared a request to all of them, and I pinged them that I am willing to be the part of your company. I have this skill set. I am ready for this role. So I built that trust first of all, because my profile speaks that I have done this business. So I would say work on your LinkedIn profile. Number two, if you're using the LinkedIn for various references, I would say target the company, and then reach out to HRs, personalize text them, and use the referrals first of all. you can ask them simply. You can ask them that I'm looking for this job. It helped me. So for that, for one of the jobs which I cleared the interview rounds, I think that I got through referral, and in the same manner I reached out to them. So I think it works. It works a lot of time. And apart from that, apart from referrals, I think it's quite let there are a lot of technical aspects as well to it. Okay, so when you are applying for the job, I would say that start from Tuesday, because most of the recruiters will not be active on weekends, Saturdays, Sunday. Don't ping them on weekends. I would say that start from Tuesday or Wednesday by the mid of the week. Okay. And if you are sending the mails, because they will be most active at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they will be pretty much active over there. Once you Monday को आप अगर message करते हो, drop a message, drop a text, and once they respond, if they respond the same day, it is well and good. If they don't respond, just follow up the very next day, because I would say that don't follow up a week later or a couple of weeks later. By that time HR misses, and also the job opportunity which you are applying for, by that time it might be possible that it closes.
Mhm.
सो आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि अगर आप आज मैसेज कर रहे हो एचआरस को या रिक्रूटर्स को, तो आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि आप नेक्स्ट डे यू फॉलो इट अप. Okay, just say that this is just a reminder message. This is my CV, and please have a look for this job opportunity. Okay, and you have to you don't have to be casual over there. Speak professionalism. Okay, speak with decency. Just one or two line text would work, because we usually don't have that much time to look over each and every message and all those things. So you have to stand out. Just be crisp and precise. Prepare a content that is crisp and precise. So someone who is coming from a writing background, I would
Mhm.
say that the art of writing is completely an art. So when you are creating a content on LinkedIn or sending it to the world, it's also an art. So
Correct.
you should not be casual in that. I have seen a lot of messages in my DM also for LinkedIn. They're just being casual that I'm looking for the job, and it's pretty simple. You need to explain, you need to have an introduction, one or two lines of introduction. You need to speak about your skills, you need to speak about your position. That is it.
Correct, correct. I totally resonate with you, Riya, on this. And I think there was one time where I used to get a lot of messages, from candidates saying that they're looking for jobs, and I was not able to reply to each and every message. So the number had
Yeah,
gone
that's
so high, and
correct.
what I used to do is at that time, I used to go to my messages and say if I'm hiring for audit profile. So this happened with me when I was with EY. So I just used to search for this keyword in my messages, like audit, or it could be assurance, or whichever the keywords for which I'm hiring. I just used to put that, and all the people who've used this keyword in the message would pop up. Okay, so that was also one way through which I used to get candidates. So if there was
Yeah.
anyone who was looking for a job who I might have missed out, I used to reach out to them at that time. If I had their CV, I used to call them then and there. If not, I used to drop them a message asking them to share their CV, share their contact details. So
And
so
one of the things I would like to mention over here,
hmm,
because majority of the, I mean, I'm not sure, because many people are fine,
hmm,
putting it across that I am looking for the job. Okay. So initially, I was little hesitant a few years back. If I look at, I was hesitant to put out there that I'm looking for the job. So
hmm,
I would say that not shy away from putting it across that I am open for work, I am looking for the job, or speak your demands as well. I would not say that you should shy away from speaking your demand, that see, I have this skills, and I'm looking for this opportunity, I'm looking for a job in this field. So I think you should be very precise and write there that I'm open to work, and I'm looking for this kind of opportunities. If anybody is there, feel free to reach out to me. Meanwhile,
Right.
you can also put it across like that. Those who are shy, I would
Hmm.
say, please go ahead. Please do that. Everybody is doing on LinkedIn, and that is all right. If you don't have the LinkedIn connection on those, I'm pretty sure you can use the hashtags and everywhere, and you can send that personalized message to all the HRs also. So I would say, do not shy away from opening it up and putting it across that I am looking for the job, even if you are lay off. So I would say, since layoff season has always, I come from a tech background and I know. So I had previously worked in Byju's and I know that the kind of layoffs that has been happening is very disheartening. So even if you are laid off, you should put it across on LinkedIn and say that, boss, I'm laid off. It's none of my mistake. I have the right kind of skill set, and hence I'm looking for the job, and I can join immediately. And I'm putting it across your skill set and your knowledge, whatever you have gained and earned from your previous organization. Everybody understand that it's not your mistake, so
Correct.
that is fine. If you are opening it up, I would say that start opening it up. Those who can't.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, I think the ones who are laid off, they can reach out, and it's not like, I think I also used to limit myself earlier. I was like, "ठीक है, I'll just use Naukri or I'll just use LinkedIn." So I don't think these two are the only platforms. You could use even Monster, you could use Shine, you could also use Facebook for that matter. So Facebook, there are a
Yeah,
lot of Facebook groups that I post in
a
personally.
lot of groups. Yeah,
I use even Telegram. I've also created a WhatsApp group where I try to post jobs from my end, and the ones which I feel are genuine, I just post it in that group. So try to join groups, try to network with as many people as possible, and for that same reason, I've also created a community where I would want to connect HRs with relevant job seekers and vice versa. So I'm also planning to do some kind of meetups where all job seekers and all HRs would get together, or probably meet up and know each other.
that's
So
great. That's great. It
so
will
we're
be
trying.
a great initiative if you move forward.
Correct, correct. So I'm trying to build that kind of community. In fact, I've started, and I think say from the coming month, I think I'm planning to host some meetup in Bangalore, for job seekers and for the HRs. So the ones who
Okay.
are looking for jobs, whatever I can from my end, if you're coming to meet me, I'll make sure that I don't let go of waste. So I would make sure that, and I've already created that community. So anyone who wants to join in, you can just DM me, you can message me, and I think I'll be able to share you the link, or if you scroll through my profile, you'll be able to find the link anyways. And moving on, let's take a few questions, Riya. What say?
Yeah, yeah,
It's 9,
sure.
so
I'm up for it. I'm looking forward for that only.
right, okay. So okay, can you share some professional software engineer resume? Okay. Should I specialize my resume or keep it general?
You have to be specific. Who asked this question? May I know his name?
I think TB Dharan. No, no, okay.
Okay,
No, no,
Dharan,
wait.
I would say.
Ranjit Singh, sorry. Ranjit Singh.
Ranjit. Okay.
Yeah.
Ranjit, I would say that you should be very specific instead of being general.
Hmm.
General, actually, few HRs use AI also. They use a lot of tools also where
Hmm.
we match how much, the candidate's resume is matching with the job description.
Hmm.
That is the reason I'm saying that you have to be more specific with your skill set and whatever you are mentioning over there. So avoid being general.
Right. So there's another doubt. Hi, Ria, I have a doubt. As a fresher currently employed, I am exploring new opportunities. How my current role requires a 60 days notice period. How can I professionally navigate this requirement to seamlessly transition to a new position?
Okay. So He's looking for a like the job change or the new position. What is his question
I
exactly?
think he's looking for a job change, and I think 60 days notice period seems to be his problem.
Okay, then you no, that's not at all a problem. We hire the candidates who have 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days notice period. That's all right to have because this is not something in your hand. This is company's policy. You
Hmm.
can't do anything on it. So other
Hmm.
companies, if you have buyback option, you can read the clauses and the policies of the company carefully before joining the company. So once you're getting the offer letter, just make sure that you are aware, you are active, and try to understand the company's policies and clauses. So if it is mentioning that it's 60 days or 90 days, just make sure that you check out the buyback option. So if you are entering a different company or you are changing the company, I would say just make sure that is there any buying option. You can negotiate on those lines that if at all there is a buyback option, company can buy your notice period, or you can talk to an HR, and he or she will definitely help you out in reducing the time gap.
Right.
So that's one. And if you're looking for the job change, I would say that it will be a little difficult seeing the market condition. I would say that make sure that you have the right certification, you have the right knowledge about the stream which you are changing, because changing a stream is not easy. It's a huge risk that you are taking. So just make sure that you do your homework wisely and know
Correct.
your purpose, that why you are changing and why do you want to change, what why you are not currently enjoying what you are doing.
Correct. Correct. Okay, so moving on to the next question, I think please give some insights on recruiting process in Big Fours, and please share some tips.
I think you can answer it
Sure,
pretty
I'll.
much because your experience says it all.
Yes. So in Big Fours, or as I've not worked with Deloitte, PwC, and KPMG, I'll just give you my perspective from EY. So the recruitment process is really slow in EY. So what happens? So there are two recruitment teams. One team who just sources candidates, one team who just releases offer letters. So and in between that, there is always some gap. The sourcing team has to follow up with the offer release team every time. Okay, my candidate has been selected, or say if the candidate is stuck in the interview process, the sourcer has to follow up with the offer team saying that he's stuck in the interview stage, or the candidate is selected, how much time does it take to finish his there are like a lot of background checks, how much time it takes. So I think in one of our town halls, I think I heard that on an average it takes around 60 days for a candidate from the time he gets his first call till he is onboarded. It would take around 2 months on an average for the candidate to join. And this is from EY, I'm telling. So these number could be similar with other big fours, probably some numbers here and there. So that's how the recruitment process would be. And even I, for that matter, when I was interviewing, when I was interviewed at EY, I think it took around good 45, 50 days, from the time I got my first call till the time I joined the company. So so I think you guys should have some patience and wait until you get called, but make sure you also follow up. And it's not like you keep calling the HR again and again. If the HR is not calling, you just drop them a message saying that just wanted to inquire, and what's the status. You could try doing that. So instead of calling them again and again, because I've seen this in a lot of candidates. If the HR doesn't pick once, they keep calling until the HR answers the call. So I think that
Yeah, that's
is.
definitely I would not suggest, because I've seen people
Hmm.
continuously. HR doesn't have.
Hmm.
I don't know what you think, but we have a lot of work.
Hmm.
We have a lot of work.
Hmm.
Because if I say that I'm, taking care of sourcing also. I'm scheduling also various interviews. So I'm managing teams also. So there are a lot of things that we are involved into. We are onboarding people also, doing the background verifications also. We are offering the letter. So a lot of things we do all together, and it's if it is not possible to respond to your calls and mails, so do not constantly do it.
Hmm.
Just try to put it across with, in a good gaps.
Correct, correct. So I think a good way, I think what my first manager used to tell me is, you could call a HR one time, and if they don't answer, probably give it say a 30 minutes or 60 minutes of gap, and then
Yeah,
probably try to call them. Chances are they might be in some meeting or on training, and if they're not
yeah,
answering the second call, probably you just drop them a message saying that, this is why I had called you, and please connect with me whenever you are available. So
yeah. That's better. Yeah,
correct. So I think there was a time, I was driving to office, and one of this candidate called me, I think 9 10 times back to back, and I was so frustrated with that. I don't know, I just bursted out to this
it
candidate.
creates an image also. I think there is a first perception what
Hmm.
whenever, since we don't interact directly one on one, so there is a perception that's being created about you. So agar
Hmm.
aap select bhi hoge, so there is a perception in my mind that this is what kind of candidate this is. I mean, when he's continuously, he doesn't have the basic sense of not continuously calling and disturbing, that there has to be a small gap, 60-minute gap,
Hmm.
because this is the basic etiquettes that I think everybody should learn, because I think I do understand the candidate's perspective as well. They're desperately looking for the job, or they want to do connect immediately, or there is a sense of fear also of missing out, that whether I'm selected or not. So I do understand, from your point of view as well, why you are calling, but please do
Hmm.
understand from our point of view as well. So
Absolutely. Okay, so
are there more questions?
yes, yes, there are a lot of questions. So I think we'll take up some interesting ones. Let's see. I do have 8+ years of experience, which is in non-technical, but now I've learned technical skills. Can company consider my profile with new technical skills? Please advise.
Yeah, definitely. Technical, if you have gained, much knowledge about the technical skills, I think definitely why not? If the job requirement is kind of similar, and both of the candidate and the company falls on the same page, then definitely, if you are approaching the HRs rightly, if you are looking for the jobs rightly, definitely, you are in, if you have right skills and knowledge and understanding.
Correct. So I think there are few other questions. So before my battery dies, I'm just trying to quickly put my charger.
That's okay. So how many people are there on live? I don't have the
So I
number.
think around 30 35 people I can see around.
Okay. Mhm.
So how can I strike a balance between my personal and professional life without compromising either? Okay.
Without compromising.
Either. Like,
Oh, that's great. You already answered your question. You need to balance. That is it.
I see it in a
Balance.
different way. I don't think there is any balance. If I think if you want to succeed in your life, you have to sacrifice at least one of these things, either work or life. I think if someone wants to be an entrepreneur or wants to build his own company, I think there would be some time where you will have to sacrifice your life, not for the long term, but probably for at least for a short period of time, so that you know uh, then later probably you can just try to maintain both the work and balance. So that's how I see it. and obviously other people or people different people would have their different point of views. So that is my point of view. So if you think you can manage both, well and good. You would like to add any thoughts, Ria? Any more thoughts?
Yeah, I think I would say that since I can tell you from my experience that when I was constantly working, there was a hectic schedule. There are a lot of hectic schedule. We work for 10 hours, 12 hours, or n number of hours. You should divide your time into, and you should fit into the certain number of hours that you would devote to certain tasks. I would say so. It's about priorities. I don't see it other way. So if work is your priority, you're constantly at your job and focusing on only work. So once you go back home, you should not talk much about the work. Once you are home, you should be a family person. You should be someone who is devoting their time to their friends and family. And I think you should balance it out.
Hmm.
I mean, there has to be a limit. I would say
Hmm.
that अगर आप काम कर रहे हो तो काम का भी एक लिमिट होता है काम तो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होता so you should make sure
Hmm.
that you are
Hmm.
making it breaking it into hours. And I would say that if you are working on a project, you should say that I will devote 3 hours, 4 hours extensively, predict in such manner. I would say 3 to 4 hours I'll spend into this project. Then I talk to my whatever near and dear people in my life for about 15 minutes or half an hour, and I'll do that, and then I'll go back, have lunch with my teammates, and a little casual conversation with your teammates, a little laughing, a little smiling will work, and then you get back to work of 3 4 hours continuously. So मैंने हमेशा ये principle follow किया है. When I am into work, I'm focusing on work only. But when I'm out, I'm out.
Correct, correct, right. So I think there are other questions as well. Next question is recruiters are asking expected salary. What can we answer for this?
So it depends on the company to company, but you can, I would say that you can answer a very standard, if any number is in your mind, I would say you should not hesitate, but a basic market standard, if you're looking for 20%, 30%, 30% is the standard it is considered. So you can mention that I'm looking for a standard, or you can also, mention that uh, it completely depends on company's policy, or I'm open for negotiation and all those things. I think you should not put up one number that I'm getting 8 lp so I'm ready for 40. So there has to be some reason to it. Then if the company doesn't have the 14 budget, then how you lost the opportunity already. So you should not put some number. At least you should mention that I'm open for negotiation, or the I'm looking for some standard hike of 30 40% will work for me. Or if anything is in your mind, I think you should be a little diplomatic over here. You should not put your number across, because then there are chances that you might lose an opportunity.
Right. Okay, even I have a question here, Ria.
Throw some that over you. Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something, Ria?
No, I was just saying that
Hmm.
you can also add value to this answer.
Acha, okay. So I had a doubt actually. So even I had the same question. Say, so what I do is, or what my company asks me to do is, get the current and the expected salary of the candidates. So I'm pretty sure this would be the case for most of the recruiters, or at least for a few of them. The company asks for this,
Yeah.
the current and the expected salary. So the recruiter has no option but to ask these two things to a candidate. And also there would be recruiters who would try to hide the salary or the budget from candidates.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
in fact, even I used to try doing that earlier, but I later thought, no, this is not the right practice. So
Yeah.
I used to tell the budget, but what companies also want for themselves is to That there would be few companies who would be cost cutting, so they want candidates at a very lower cost.
Yeah, that's true.
So this was a case with when I was working with Accenture. So
Yeah.
no matter what your salary is, Accenture just shows their brand and hires
Mhm.
candidates for say 15,000, 16,000. So that is, I think, one. Honestly, I didn't like that kind of a hiring. I used to hire really talented people, but the salary used to be really less, 15, 16,000.
Okay.
So I think negotiation is something which I think that there's a lot of scope that people can learn that and try
Exactly.
to negotiate and
Yeah.
try getting the the maximum salary. So even I'm trying to learn that. I wouldn't give or wouldn't say that I'm an expert, but yes, I am also trying to learn that being a recruiter. But there are people who know to negotiate in a good way. It could be in a market as well, in a store as well. If you go try to negotiate, and I think you will become better at it. So I think that's
Yeah.
something even I'm trying to learn and get better at negotiation,
Yeah.
right?
Let's
So
take more questions.
sure. So I think there was some question, I'm not able to see it. It was related to ATS, how to prepare a ATS friendly resume.
So I would say that again, use of the keywords.
Hmm.
Um, um, look for Google. I would say that there are various free resume builder, right?
Hmm.
So you can type into Google and see what are the free resume building options you are getting. So you can use here, and you can use the keywords and the template. You can download the template also. It has to be pretty simple. And I think if there is any professional photo, if you have, you can add to the resume as well. It creates a certain impact. If you have LinkedIn ID, I would say please use the LinkedIn ID also. uh, you know uh, so that if at all your CV doesn't speak of anything, uh, a recruiter can look at your LinkedIn and just try to understand that what kind of content you are posting or what kind of experiences you have had in the past. If at all there is a gap, the why this gap and all those things you can look for it. So I think you can make good use of Google. You can make a good use of the chat GPT also to create a content, to use the certain keywords and all those things. So I think that will be the best combination that we can use.
Correct, correct, absolutely. So I think that there would be two types of resumes. Let's not go into the non ATS resume. For the ones who or probably freshers who don't know what ATS is, ATS is a software and a recruitment software used by companies for their recruitment or hiring process. And what ATS does is it filters out resumes. So how it filters out is bases the job description. Say a company is, let's take an example of a project manager. So say a company is hiring project managers. So there is a job description, and what ATS does is it scans your CV along, and it tries to see the similar keywords between the job description and the CV. And more the keywords, higher your CV is being ranked. So
Yeah,
there are ranks. So if you have more keywords which are matching to the JD, there are high chances that the ATS has filtered and showed your profile to the recruiter. So
yeah,
that's the reason why I think most recruiters keep telling this, that use keywords from the job description in your CV, so that your chances of getting interview calls increases. So that's ATS. And from what I also know is ATS is a very boring kind of a CV. It
Yeah,
doesn't read, I think, graphics, images, and tables. I think these are a
yeah,
few
yeah,
things which ATS doesn't read.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think
That's
you
true.
guys could probably avoid using those while creating a resume. So yeah, I think that's about the ATS part. You'd like to add anything, Ria?
No, we can move forward for another question.
Okay. So what self development strategies should I adopt to continuously grow and evolve in my career?
Growth strategies.
Yeah.
See, I would suggest you from my perspective and from my personal experiences
Mm-hmm.
that growth is not a short-term process. First of all, it's a long-term process. It takes a lot of time also for you. When you see people around you, or you have some aspirational figure who has grown in their life, I think if you see their journey, it did not happen over time.
Correct.
So growth is you grow every day. Okay, so I usually try to learn a new skill, a new activity or a new learning. So anything new will work out for me, but I just make sure that in a day I learn something new in my life, so that is going to add value to my character, to my personality, to my knowledge, to my understanding, and more perspective about my on the broader perspective about my life. So it definitely, if I am enhancing and enriching my life, definitely, and in work front also, in professionally also, I'll grow, because the kind of things I'm adding into my life. For 12 to 14 hours I'm at the office. Okay, so I'm spending a lot of time at my office. So when you talk about growth, it could be in terms of learning, in terms of knowledge, and in terms of new things you learn in your life. If it is not coming from or if it is not coming from your job, I would say apart from that, try to learn something new on LinkedIn, or try to learn something from the people, or try to sit across the people who are more knowledge, who are elder and who are more experienced in life, so that you grow your mindset first. So once you grow your mindset, you will try to understand, you will definitely and eventually is going to rock in life.
Correct. Absolutely, Ria. I would just like to add one thing here. You mentioned that we need people who are on top of us, probably someone or people who are experts in their field. I think
Yeah,
that's one thing, and I also believe there should be people who are even
yes, very,
below to you, or
yeah,
who are freshers, and you have to be in that middle ground where
absolutely.
you're able to learn from the people above you, and probably be able to teach that to the ones who are below you, so that it
Yeah,
becomes good practice, and you'd be able to learn faster that way.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
so I think that's, I think, one thing which I feel is I've learned that with experience, and I think that's a really a good thing. Try to be with people, say, from your same industry. It could be experts, or it could be freshers. Try to guide them from your end, if they are freshers, and try to learn from the people who are already experts in those fields, so that
Yeah,
way.
it's a process.
Correct.
It's not a
Absolutely.
one day thing. You have to take one day at a time, and eventually, little by little, you eventually grow. And at one point of time, you'll feel like, I mean, you have enough knowledge of this particular field. Now you can consider yourself, that you are growing in your life. So once you have that feeling, I'm sure in other areas also you will grow.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think we can just take another one or two questions before we
Yeah,
wrap this up. So I think one question here is, how does engaging in office politics affect career trajectory and work relationships?
yeah. So I mean, it's a tricky question, but office politics is something you can't avoid. It will follow you everywhere you go. It is not really, constrained to one organization. Where there are people, there will be gossips, there will be politics. So
Hmm.
it's pretty simple that you have to deal with it, and how you deal with it, it completely depends. Um, how you're protecting yourself and your energy. So if you are at the workplace, just make sure, try not to gossip much about people and backbiting and all those things. You should avoid it completely at the corporate workplace. Uh, so uh, uh, the the hack is pretty simple, that you keep your hard work going. There are no tricks to this. The more fickle mind you become, the more you are getting into the trouble, and more you are losing your mind, I would say. अपना काम करो, ऑफिस आओ, अपना काम करो, showcase your work, your achievements, and how much hours you have devoted to this. Tell your boss that I have done this, I have this amount of experience, that today I involved in this activity, I did this and that. Try to showcase that, I would say. Not in a negative sense, but at least you should update your manager or your supervisor directly, that I have this set of responsibilities and I completed this task, my KRA has been completed, and all those things you need to mention, that I added value to your company through this. But you have to mention that in a very casual and a decent manner. And once you start involving the in the office politics, I'm sure you will be losing your mind. So you should not involve in any of the gossips, I would say, because जहाँ पे लोग होते हैं वहाँ gossip होती है about each and everything. So there will be jealousy coming up. There will be a lot of uh, you know ups and downs in the organization. But how you keep yourself stable and in the most decent manner, since your work will speak volumes. So there will be people who will use shortcuts, but you should avoid shortcuts, I would say.
Very, very true. Yeah. Also, I would like to tell a bit about my experience in terms of office politics. So, I'm someone who's interested in this subject or this topic of politics. I don't know why, but I've read, I think, one or two books regarding or related to politics and psychology. And I think one really important thing what I learned is, though you are not getting involved in politics, you at least have to be aware what tricks are being played around in the office. You have to be
Absolutely, absolutely.
aware. So
Awareness is something you should be, but it should not hamper your work or peace of mind. That is it.
correct, correct. And I think your mindset again, you should have that mindset of not getting diverted when anything negative is being said. Just make sure you are positive, because of gossip, there would be people, or there would be some rumor in your office, saying that this person has so much salary, this person has so much salary, or it could be about any other things. And you might get depressed, listening to that. So try
Yeah,
not to get affected by that. That's what I would say. So I think we are well over time now. I think around 1 hour is almost done. And I think the other half, I mean the other topic, we were not able to talk much about that, so we'll quickly try to get into that. So the topic,
we
I
can
mean the
keep
other.
a separate life for that.
Definitely, definitely we could do that. So if that's the case, we'll take up more questions. So let's see. I'll just try to see. I think there was another question, interesting question. I think it was. I think, what if the company asks us to, or asks a candidate to join in on a low salary? I think I read that somewhere. I'm not getting it.
Okay. So I think, so number one thing I would like to put it like that, that how much is less salary for you? I mean, you think that you deserve this, you think you deserve this, or there is market speaking up on that. So if you are, I would say pretty simple that if you are getting 20,000, yeah, think that you are getting 20,000, and the salary which the hike which you have got is 30,000, I would say, and you think you deserve 45. So on what basis you are saying you deserve 45? First of all, you need to understand the basis of that. If the market speaks there are other opportunities who are giving 45, then check on those skills, that what all requirements they are having. हो सकता है कि उन्हें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा स्किल्स चाहिए हो, एक्स्ट्रा टूल्स चाहिए हो, एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज चाहिए हो, एक्स्ट्रा एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए हो जो आपके पास नहीं है. So there could be one perspective to looking at it, that if the market says that एक फॉर इंस्टेंस एक ग्राफिक डिजाइनर की अगर सैलरी मार्केट स्टैंडर्ड के अकॉर्डिंग 20 से 30 हजार के बीच में है, एंड यू थिंक दैट you deserve to get 45, but you should earn that 45. So for that you need to add some extra skill, extra knowledge, keep doing it every day so that you reach to that level that you are being offered 45 one day. So less salary appreciation that if the company's budget allows it, I would like to put my point across that I have been this skills, I have been doing this work. So hence I think that I deserve a little bit more than what I'm getting at this point of time. I think having that guilt of not getting enough will affect you in the long term. So better to speak up, and speak up in the manner that you provide the proper reasoning and proper purpose to that. That this is the reason. इस वजह से I think I should be getting more than what I'm getting, क्योंकि I have this kind of tools, I have used this kind of experience in my life, and I think I'm more suitable for that. So you should speak up.
Right. I think while talking or while telling this, I think you have to make sure that you are very confident. You don't have to be
Absolutely.
nervous.
You should be confident when you are
So
appearing. You should be confident when you are negotiating the salary. You have to be confident enough to speak up about what value you will be adding to the company. So at the end of the day, दोनों को फायदा होना चाहिए. अगर आपको भी सैलरी अगर कंपनी दे रही है तो वो क्यों देगी? आपको अपना स्टैंड रखना पड़ेगा. You have to be pretty much clear with what skill set you are offering to the company, or what value you will be adding if you join the company. तो वो आपको थोड़ा एचआर को जो भी नेगोशिएट कर रहा है उसको कॉन्फिडेंस में लाना होगा दैट I have the skills and I think I deserve a little. So I'm pretty sure that somewhere it will be adjusted, and once you अगर वो दिमाग में आ जाता है तो I'm pretty sure अगर कंपनी का बजट अलाउ करेगा तो they will definitely offer you more than what you deserve.
right, absolutely, Riya. And okay, moving on to the next question. There's another one interesting question. As a recruiter, what should be the best strategy to hire someone in limited budget, and also make sure that the candidate should be with the company for long tenure?
Oh, okay. So so is it from the from which perspective? Candidate's perspective? What is it?
Like
Like
from
from
a
is the recruiter
recruiter's,
asking me?
huh? Not a recruiter. I think some CEO is asking. CEO of a
Okay.
company. He's asking what should be the best strategy to hire someone from a recruiter's perspective. I think they're trying to understand the
From
candidate.
recruiter's perspective, that
Correct.
the companies that the candidate stays for the longer duration.
Correct.
Yeah.
Longer
Okay.
duration
So
and low budget.
and low budget,
Yeah.
in a low budget.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be very difficult, first of all, because if you are coming with that mindset that you will provide low budget to this candidate, so I think that's not business. If you are in the position where you can offer the opportunity and the candidate is having the right amount of experience, I would say be a little more wise and be a more leader, uh, that you will be offering a minimum. For instance, आपका 45 का बजट है, तो आप कैंडिडेट को लो बजट इन द सेंस, अगर मार्केट स्टैंडर्ड 30 है तो आप कैंडिडेट को 38, 35 से 40 के बीच में ला सकते हो. सो यू कैन फाइंड अ मिडिल वे वेयर योर बजट इज ऑल्सो नॉट हेम्पर्ड ऑन द लार्जर स्केल, आपका बिजनेस भी अफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है उससे, एंड द कैंडिडेट इज ऑल्सो क्वाइट हैप्पी विद वॉट एवर ही इज गेटिंग. So candidate happiness is pretty important, and finding that balance is all about negotiation. And if you want to retain a candidate for the longer duration, you have to give some perks here and there apart from your fixed salary to make sure that the candidate stays for the longer duration. And motivation is one factor, salary is one factor. And if he or she is already motivated that I'm getting more than what I deserve, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to stay for the longer duration. And training के बाद का जो process start होता है, that is from a HR point of view. I think engaging into various tasks, into various activities, analyzing his performance, giving perks, and providing certification, adding value addition courses, and all those things will definitely going to keep him engaged, and he thinks that he or she is learning every day a lot of new things and adding value to the company in a different perspective, and the company is also recognizing his efforts. So reward and recognition is something post the training process. Once he joins the company, is something you can do. Before that, what the talent acquisition team can do is just make sure that you offer, if you want to go for low budget, don't offer him too low or don't offer him too high. You can find a middle path to that.
Right. I think that's very well said, Riya. And so we'll take another one or two questions, final questions, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
ठीक
I'm loving this line.
है.
I'm enjoying.
Great,
The people
great.
are asking really really good questions, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah. The audience is very smart.
Yes.
Okay. So, hi Ria, what is the basic number of years to change any company?
So when we are looking at the CV, we look at the gaps, we look at the number of years that the candidate has spent in a company.
Mhm.
Definitely, it adds something to our perspective. अगर आपने किसी कंपनी में 6 महीने काम किया है, फिर छोड़ दिया, फिर 6 महीने काम किया, फिर छोड़ दिया, फिर 8 महीने 9 महीने काम किया, फिर छोड़ दिया. So definitely we see that chain and thought process behind the resigning the company or leaving the company. So to answer your question, I would say that there is no stable. I mean, there is no static number that I can put it across that you should have this number of years of experience. It could be due to layoffs because the dynamics are changing. तो देर इज हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी कि आप किसी स्टार्टअप में होंगे और वो स्टार्टअप काम नहीं कर रहा है, एंड हेंस यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू इट. So that's okay. You can answer that over the call when HR calls you. You can answer that, specifically mentioning that I was in the startup and the startup didn't work, and that is the reason I left the company in 6 months. That's okay, but it should not happen it often. So because we are looking at the resume and हमें वो gap दिख जाता है, हमें वो number of years, number of months दिख जाता है, so I think आपकी stability की position हमें clear हो जाती है कि you are not a stable person, you are changing the streams, you are changing the companies. So unless and until it is not happening often, once or twice it's fine. So we can call up, you can get through the HR call, and once he asks you the question that you can mention the reasons, that I was a part of this company, this startup, and I was laid off and something like that, and number of reasons, but it should be valid, and your reason should be valid enough, uh, for the HR to take into consideration and into confidence.
Correct, correct. So even I would give my perspective here. So,
Yeah,
in fact, from my own life, I would give this what do you call, one pattern, you can say. So I
yeah,
worked in two companies initially. When I joined one company, I just worked there for 11 months, and I joined another company again. I worked there for 11 months. And I didn't know, I just wanted to break this pattern of working for very short period of time. I wanted to work for companies for a long duration. So I made up my mind, before joining, I think this was before joining Accenture. I made up my mind
Yeah,
that no matter what, no matter how bad my boss is, or no matter how bad the culture is, I will stay with Accenture for 2 years minimum. And I don't know how I made this, but uh, I think I completed 2 years and I left Accenture. So
yeah. When
the
you are getting into that mindset, no, that I want to stay in this company, when
right.
your purpose is pretty clear that I want to stay in the company, I'm sure you will stay and you will find a number of ways to like the company.
Correct. So even I was seeing this pattern. I wouldn't stick on to companies for longer, and I thought, I this has to change. So I made up my mind, and I think not only me, anybody could just make up the mind before joining any company. For the ones especially who have stability issue. Even I had that, and I tried rectifying that. So just make sure you have a goal, or you promise yourself to at least work in this company for at least say a couple of years. It could be 2 3 years, 5 years, how much ever you can. uh, and make sure you stick on to it, and don't leave the company for silly reasons. So I've left company for silly reasons because I had to travel very far, or the salary was less, or my boss was bad. I said, no matter what the reason is, I will work with Accenture for 2 years. And I did that. The work culture was so toxic there, to be honest. I don't know how many Accenture people are watching here, but the culture was very toxic. And I don't know how I survived there for 2 years, but I also see a positive side of that. So that toxic culture, because of that, I became, say, ready to work in any kind of culture. So that made me ready to work in any kind of a culture. So that was an extreme level that I worked with in Accenture. And after that, when I worked with EY, it looked like I'm not working at all. There's no pressure at all. No one used to tell me anything. While when I was in Accenture, people used to micromanage. They used to, if I just step out for 2 minutes, my manager used to call me. Where are you? Oh, no, I can't see you. You're offline. You're this. It's like I need at least 2 minutes break, or at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No, you just come back
Yeah,
again. So
yeah,
so I've seen both sides of a toxic culture and a very sweet culture. And I think because of that, I think I would be honest, I took advantage of that sweet culture. I was like, ठीक है यार, कोई भी कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है, काम करूंगा नहीं करूंगा, किसी किसको दिखता है. So I never used to work when I was with EY. I used to be very casual and all, and it was wrong. But make sure you guys don't do this. So ठीक है then. Riya, I
lot of
think we've
job hunt wisdom has been given.
बहुत ज्यादा ज्ञान हो गया आज के लिए.
Yeah,
So I think there are a lot other questions. Probably I'll, or probably you can take it up. You can
I
take up
can
a
see.
few from the chat, and even I'll take up
Uh,
a few from the chat. Probably we can end this live, if
yeah,
or probably we'll take one last question. You can, if you can see any questions, you could just take up one last question, Ria.
you can see.
Or let's just conclude this, and you can just address people, or probably give some piece of advice for the audience, last piece of advice probably,
Mhm.
and then we can end this.
No, okay. How
Yeah.
to con? I'm not able to find the right words. Uh, so I would say that since the topic is saying job hunt, I would say that majority of the people are looking for the job over here, and you know, so few qualities which I would say that since I have learned a lot in life, I think there's still a lot of learning going on, but I think I can speak on this topic. Um, so you should make sure that you are disciplined enough to approach HR. So when you are doing the job hunting, I would say that make sure that you prepare a plan, prepare a strategy on what all platforms you will be using, what all tools you will be using, because there is a lot of chaos happening over here. So in my life, I think I have learned when you're searching for the job, there are a lot of things that you want to do. You want to, send a personalized messages. You want to put up the job opportunity. You want to put up that you are looking for the job. You are, constantly on various social media platforms that you are looking for the job, looking for the job, and looking for the job. So I would say that prepare a plan, be disciplined enough to follow it, and strategize it in a very disciplined manner. So sort the chaos. I would say that sort the chaos in a structured manner. एचआर को मैसेज करना है, ओके, ट्यूसडे को एक मैसेज ड्रॉप किया मॉर्निंग में, आफ्टरनून में एक दूसरी कंपनी के एचआर को किया, इवनिंग में एक दूसरी कंपनी के एचआर को किया, तीन आपकी टारगेटेड कंपनीज के एचआर को आपने मैसेज किया, तीनों से अगर रिवर्ट बैक नहीं आता है नेक्स्ट डे आप फॉलो करो, किसी से रिवर्ट बैक आता है ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, पर्सनलाइज द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन और उन्हें भेज दो, एंड वंस यू गेट द कॉल फॉलो द प्रोसेस. सो आई थिंक आपका जो बहुत सारी चीजें जो कंफ्यूजिंग लग रही है वो सॉर्ट वही हो जाएगी जब आपको स्ट्रक्चर पता होगा कि कैसे आपको प्लान और स्ट्रेटेजाइज करना है अपनी जॉब हंटिंग को. So this is the concluding message that I would say, that sort the chaos.
Right. Interesting perspective. Yeah. And even I'd like to conclude, or probably I'd just like to tell one thing, that if you guys are looking to create a resume, if there's any issues with creating of resume, or say if you need any guidance in terms of job hunting, you guys could always reach out to Riya, or it could be even me. And we would be available on messages on
Yeah,
LinkedIn. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
if there's any question which was say unanswered here, you guys could always reach out to us, and we'll be happy to more than happy to help you guys out. Yeah. And I'm also, if there's someone who wants a ATS friendly resume, I have a template. If you want it, you could just DM me, you can message me, I'll send it across to you. It's a free template. Anyone who wants it, I'll share it across with you. And are you on Topmate, Ria? Can people book a 101 with you?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they can. I'm completely active on LinkedIn, and I think TalkMate is something which I recently started, and I had done 3, 4 one-on-one mentorship programs as well.
Hmm.
So I think for any career guidance or any mentorship or any one-on-one interview preparation, also I'll be able to help you out in an
Hmm.
extensive manner and in a more personalized manner.
Correct.
तो अगर आप में से किसी को भी रिज्यूमे बिल्डिंग में या फिर किसी तरह का करियर गाइडेंस चाहिए या मेंटरशिप चाहिए या इंटरव्यू में कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, रिज्यूमे कैसे बिल्ड करना है, पूरा एंड टू एंड प्रोसेस अगर आपको चाहिए, सो यू कैन फाइंड everything in the document, and link is already mentioned in my LinkedIn profile, so you can go through that. I've pinned that, तो आप उस पे जाकर मुझे रीच आउट कर सकते हो डायरेक्टली. आई प्रोवाइड वन फ्री सेशन ऑन वीकेंड्स एज वेल, so you can go through that also.
Sure, definitely, Arya. I think that will be really helpful. If there's someone who wants to have a one-on-one conversation with either Ria, or it could be even me, you guys could reach out to us. The link would obviously be there in Ria's profile. For me, it's there in my profile, and we'll be more than happy. If not, if you want to just chat with us on messages, we're open for that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and with that, I would like to conclude this event. And thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Ria, for joining in this session and giving your insights about job hunting for the audience. And I'm pretty sure they loved what you've said, and they'll all implement, and we will all implement that, and make sure that our chances of getting interviewed increases with your guidance.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm ready to help you all out. And you all can reach me anytime for resume building or any sort of guidance you would need. As I mentioned, TopMate maybe, and also on LinkedIn. I'm pretty active and I keep sharing the content every now and then, weekly wise, according to my schedule or whatever time permits me. It might take a little longer for me to reply, but I'll definitely reply for all the queries which are coming up, and few of the questions are unanswered, so you can feel free to reach out to me to connect with me. And yeah, yeah, I'm ready to help you out with the interview preparation as well, on how to go about it if you are in the level 1, level 2, or final, or any client round of interview, technical round of interview. I'm ready to help you out in everything. My support is always there.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much, Ria. It was
Thank
great.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. It was great having you here, and
Thank you, Arbani.
looking forward to be in touch. Thank you. You're welcome, Ria. So with that,
Okay.
we end this live session. Take care. Bye bye, everyone.
Okay, bye bye, everyone. Take care. Good night.